Hello, everyone. Myself is Afroz. We are from the CS Group 1, and here we are today to present a case study on Delta Airlines outage in 2016. So we are six colleagues. Uh, so it's part of our course, Contingency Planning and Disaster Recovery. So let's start what we have today to present. In the course content, definitely in this case study, we are presenting about introduction to Delta Airlines and what is the Delta Airlines outage and what was the cause for the outage. At the same time, the chain of reactions it created because of the outage and how Delta Airlines responded to this incident and on their BCP and their DR solutions. At the same time, impact on the customers as well as on their operational impact, with also regards to their financial losses, reputation and everything. And finally, we will concluding this one with two rejected cases, which is Marriott and Dine DNS case at the same time with a brief conclusion. So let's start with introduction to the Delta Airlines. As everyone knows, Delta is one of the leading American Airlines carrier, and I would say it's one of the legacy carrier, and it also one of the world's oldest operational airline. It's founded in 1924, and in 19 and it's incorporated as a Delta Airlines in 1967. It's headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, and it operates Delta flights around 5,500 flights daily to 325 destinations across 52 nations. So let's go to the company background. As I have said already, the Delta is a legacy carrier. Before they came into the airlines industry, they had multiple businesses. And the Delta also faced multiple mergers with different businesses. So Delta was founded by C.E. Woolman, and he's the CEO until 1966. And our current CEO is Ed Bastian. So these are like a brief introduction about the company background. And when we go to the history, yes, definitely, it was one of the legacy, as I mentioned earlier. So it got a couple of years, and they did, they merged with multiple, and they introduced multiple services as well. So when we start in the 1934, the Delta Air service begins operations as a Delta Airlines. And when I come talk about the very recent one in 1991, it acquired all of Pan Am transatlantic itineraries, and they started that one completely as an airline. So in the next slide, we're going to discuss about the Delta Airlines outage, and my colleague Sanjit will take over from here.
Oh yeah. So hi, thank you, Afroz, for sharing history of Delta Airlines. On August 8, 2016, Delta Airlines grappled with a fatal IT service failure. The repercussions of this incident sent shockwaves globally, posing significant challenges for the airline, its passengers, global communities, and associated industries. And because of this power outage, there were severe impacts. The resulting power outage triggered a domino effect, disrupting numerous flights, leading to chaos and inconvenience for travelers. Let's start with there were different kind of impacts. Let's start with the global impact. The globe, the ripple effect of this crisis was not only limited to the airlines itself. It reverberated throughout the communities, industries, and businesses worldwide. The outage resulted in disruption of numerous flights, causing chaos and inconvenience for the travelers. The subsequent stalling of travel engagements and disrupted business activities had a detrimental effect on the global travel and hospitality industry, causing widespread inconvenience and economic strain. The second impact was on the enterprise itself. The enterprise suffered a staggering financial blow of roughly $150 million, impacting the airline's financial stability and long-term sustainability. Approximately 1,000 flights were cancelled on the first day, with an additional 1,000 cancellation over the subsequent 2 days, exacerbating the crisis. Third and the final impact was on the consumer itself. Online platforms were rendered in inoperative, severely affecting communication and customer service. Additionally, the plight of hundreds of thousands of stranded passengers compounded by inoperative online platforms and communication breakdowns. This led to the substantial decline to customer satisfaction, tarnishing Delta's reputation for reliability and service quality. Next, my colleague Puneet will explain you about the IT infrastructure of Delta Airlines. Puneet, you can go ahead now.
Thank you, Sanchit, for passing on to me and giving a brief overview of the outage. Now I'll give you the overview of their IT infrastructure and the critical system. In this slide, I will provide an overview of the organization's IT infrastructure and I will highlight its critical systems. I will delve into a recent incident where a critical power control module failed and leading to a surge in the transformer and resulting in a significant power loss. This in turn triggered the failure of both its networking equipments and the critical system when attempting to switch back to its alternative power sources. Of particular concern, the customer service system responsible for processing dispatch aircraft, conducting boardings and managing client checking system also experienced a critical failure during this incident. Now I will discuss about the causes and contributing factor to the power disruption. This power disruptions and major causes with the primary trigger mm, being a surge to the transformer resulting for a malfunction at a critical power control module. This malfunction led to a significant power loss, compounding the issue. Contributing factor to this incident includes inadequate electrical infrastructure, lack of effective contingency plan for power failure, and reliance on outdated power equipments and computers. Understanding these cause and contributing factor is crucial for enhancing the organization's infrastructure resilience and preventing similar disruptions in the future. Now I'm moving on to the chain reaction and impact on the IT systems during the due to the power outage. This chain reaction stemming from the initial critical electrical system failure had a cascading impact on Delta's IT system as the critical system malfunction. Both the essential network equipments and critical systems become unstable and ultimately failing to seamlessly switching over to the power backup sources. This dis sorry this disruptions significantly impacted the customer service system, leading to a series of massive delays and cancellation of flights. And understanding this chain reaction is essential for addressing vulnerabilities within the system and ensuring the resilience and continuity of the critical system in the face of future challenges. Now I am passing over to Ashish. He will brief you about the impact on critical system and computer operations. Thank you.
Thanks, Puneet, for the explanation. Okay, now we'll look into on the impact on critical computer systems and operation of Delta Airline. The incident had a major knockout effect on airline operations, such as the customer service system, which used to for flight scheduling, conduct boardings, client reservations, check-ins, communication platforms of Delta Airline were failed, which leads to flight delays and cancellation. Airline also have to suffer from financial losses as reimbursements were given to passengers and as well as they look after their accommodations as well. Also, lack of real-time information for both customers and employees sparked frustration and dissatisfaction, which ultimately downgrades the Delta airline reputation. Now we will look further on next slide about the business continuity planning. Business continuity plan in general says as the prevention and recovery system for potential threats such as natural disasters or cyber attacks. As said by CEO of Delta, Ed Bastian, company channeled hundred of millions of dollars into technology infrastructure upgrade and system. But despite of that, IT system got failed of Delta Airline. Now let's look into the next slide of effectiveness of BCP and the failure of Delta Airline. Uh, After the outage happened, the Delta Airlines started the backup service. They started the manual work which they have planned. But the main reason of failure was that out of 700 servers, the 300 servers were not being the part of backup power plant, which ultimately leads to such a big outage, and they need to spend a lot of time to recover and stabilize everything. Further, we will look into the more impact what this outage made to Delta Airline. So the further part would be explained by my teammate Sarabjit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for explaining all the effectiveness. So I'm here to explain the Delta Airline outage in 2000 impact on customers. So Delta Airline outage in August 2016 had a significant impact on its critical computer systems and operations. It resulted, as I explained, follows like the outage caused by separate flight cancellation and delays affect thousands of passengers. Delta's had to ground many flights, leading to disruption in travel plans. Even Delta reservation, which is crucial for managing booking and passenger information, experienced a failure. This made it difficult for customers to make new reservation or access their existing ones. On the another hand, the outage affected Delta's ability to accurately track and handle passengers' checked baggage. If I'm talking about the airport operation disruption, then the outage disrupted the normal operation of airports, where Delta operates, creating chaos and long lists at checking-in counter and security checking points. And the financial impact, then the Delta incurred significant financial losses due to the outage, and the cost including compensation to affected passenger, lost revenue from canceled flights, and expensiveness associated with system recovery. Rest of the part are explained by my classmate Shai Singh. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sarabjit. So now I would like to thank Afroz, Sanchit, Puneet, Ashish, and Sarabjit for giving a splendid presentation. And I'll be doing the part of relating the course material to the presentation that we delivered and explaining the two rejected cases that we were unable to present to you all today, but they are a little interesting. And then I'll go to the conclusion and end with the presentation. So, coming back to the relation of this course with the PPT presentation. Okay, so we talked a lot about Delta Airlines and the tremendous outage that it went through. And the way it is connected to our course material is the lack of focus on high availability, business continuity, or any proper disaster recovery by Delta Airlines. And these are key points or crucial points where Delta Airline had to take care of, but it was unable to. Though it's safe to say every other company has come to know about the importance of these key points looking at the case study of Delta Airlines. With this, I'd like to explain high availability, business continuity, and disaster recovery. High availability is the IT systems are able to keep up high power levels or high availability for a given time without intervention. Business continuity is the functions are maintained after an emergency or disruption. And disaster recovery is basically as it sounds, it's the recovery of a disaster of an IT infrastructure due to any cause, whatever it be. Okay, so now I'll be going on to the two rejected cases that we have, and we'll be discussing quite a few about it. Okay, so rejected case one, Marriott data breach 2018. So about this happened on November 2018, and there was a data breach at Marriott where there was actually a cybersecurity attack by cyber terrorists. And this led to identity theft, financial fraud, and a lot of major things. The thing that happened is attackers stole around 383 million guest data. And it is said to be that around 5.25 million guests had their passport numbers stolen, and around 8.6 million guests had their credit card information stolen, which is very bad. And the response by Marriott to this disaster was that it started addressing the data breach, it started notifying and investigating the data breach. After that, it started implementing security measures where it built upon the breach and tried to improve themselves so that any other data breach does not happen in the coming future. Next, I'll be going to the DYN cyber attack 2016. So to talk about this cyber attack is basically what happened is there was a DDoS, distributed denial of service attack on DYN DNS servers. DNS servers crashed, due to which many major websites were unable to be accessed by the public. And this caused a ripple effect and panic amongst many customers. And these may be normal customers, people working in hospitals, people working in security, many places. Everyone was facing the same issue. So this large scale effect had an impact on everyone, and the response by DYN regarding to this attack was they tried mitigating the attack to resolve it, and then they tried to identify the source of the attack, or basically where the attack originated from. This was brilliant. And after that, once they came to know about the source of the attack, they started to strengthen their cyber security measures. So with this, I come to a conclusion of our today's presentation, and I'll be talking about Delta systems and what we discussed in that. So the Delta system failure was major. It was pretty much major, and it had a severe problem towards many people, not only in that business, but other companies related to the same business, people who are connected to the piece of business working over there, and the customers they had. Everyone faced a lot of problem, but hopefully they came out of it well, better learned through the experience. And not only them, but as I said, many other industries and multinational companies learned a lot through their case study and this major system failure, which they have now repaired. So as with all this, I'd like to come to an end with a presentation. Hope you all enjoyed a lot. Again, I'd like to give a loud thanks to all of my colleagues who presented and worked a lot throughout the weeks on this presentation. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy and have a good day. Bye-bye.